Hi friends, today we're doing Unit 6, Lesson 3, Loki and the Dwarves. Before we start reading, we're going to go over the key vocabulary words that you'll be hearing today. Our first word is realm, meaning a kingdom. Our next word is creature, a living thing, specifically an animal. Our next word is surly, meaning rude, mean, or unfriendly. Our next word is craftsman, a person who is skilled in making things, especially by hand. Our next word is flatter, to praise too much in a way that is not sincere or genuine. Our next word is anvil, a large iron block used by blacksmiths on which heated metal is hit to shape it. Our next word is forge, the furnace in a blacksmith shop used for heating metal. Our next word is master, which is an expert. And our last word is guardian, a person who watches and or protects something or someone. We are now going to move into today's reading. Chapter 2, Loki and the Dwarves. Loki came up with a plan to replace Sif's hair. He left Asgard, he went down the Rainbow Bridge to Earth, then he went down Earth below to Nidavellir, the realm of the Dwarves. The Dwarves were short creatures who lived deep underground. They were grouchy, surly, and unpleasant. However, they were master craftsmen. They could make just about anything. Loki was a smooth talker. He knew how to flatter the Dwarves. He went to their workshop and watched them work. "What fine work you do," Loki said. "Why, I've never seen better craftsmen. How do you do it?" The dwarf smiled. Who does not like to be praised? Loki went on with his flattery. "You must be the best blacksmiths in the world," he said. "Your work is amazing. But there is only so much blacksmiths can do. I have a task that I fear is too hard even for you." The dwarves stopped banging on their anvils and looked up. "Too hard for us?" said one of them. "I think not. There is nothing that we cannot make." "Could you make golden hair as beautiful and fine as Sif's hair?" "We can make it," shouted the dwarves. Make it they did. They grabbed a bar of gold and heated it in their forge. Then they began banging away at it with their hammers. They stretched the bars into tubes. Then they stretched the tubes into threads. They beat on the golden threads with tiny hammers until they were as fine as real hair. The dwarves worked day and night for a week. When the hair was finished, it was a wonder to behold. It glittered and shone like gold, but it was soft to the touch like real hair. Loki had what he needed. He could have gone straight back to Asgard, but he was very clever. He knew he had and angered Odin and Thor. He decided to trick the dwarves into making presents for them. "This hair is amazing," he said. "You are truly masters of your trade. But surely there are some things that even you cannot make." "There is nothing we cannot make," said the dwarves. "Could you make a spear so fine it never misses its target?" "We can make it," shouted the sooty, squinty-eyed little men. Make it they did. A week later, the dwarves handed Loki a silver spear. Loki tested it and found that it never missed its target. "Astonishing," said Loki. "You are not tradesmen, really. You are artists. But surely there are some things that even the finest artists cannot create." "There is nothing we cannot make," said the dwarves. "Could you make a boat that can sail in the air as well as on the sea? A boat that can be folded up and carried in a pocket?" Loki said. "We can make it," cried the confident little blacksmiths. Make it they did. A week later, Loki left Nidavellir with the golden hair, the silver spear, and the magical boat. Loki went up from the underground world of the dwarves. He passed Earth and made his way up the Rainbow Bridge. Heimdall, the guardian, saw him and let him pass. Odin called a meeting of the gods. Loki placed the golden hair on Sif's head. It was beautiful. Sif was delighted. Next, Loki gave Odin the silver spear. Odin was pleased with his present. He convinced himself that Loki was not so bad after all. Next, Loki gave Thor the magical boat. Thor had never liked Loki. Many times he had longed to pound him to pieces, but even he had to admit that the magical boat was a splendid gift. So Loki made peace with the gods, and all was well in Asgard, at least for a moment. You may now move on to Unit 6, Lesson 3, Google Form.